Alright, let's dive into something that'll make you appreciate the magic of music creation, the story behind Tom Petty's Runnin' Down a Dream. Now, what makes this really interesting is how it all started with a single riff. I mean, think about it, one little musical idea that ends up becoming the backbone of an entire song. It's like the spark that ignites a wildfire, and in this case, Mike Campbell was the one holding the match. Personally, I think there's something almost mystical about how a riff can carry so much potential, and this one was no exception. Here's the thing, Mike Campbell, the Heartbreakers guitarist, came up with this descending guitar riff, and Tom Petty immediately knew it was special. What many people don't realize is how much experimentation goes into these moments. Petty didn't just hear the riff and say, "Yep, that's it." He sat with it, played around with it, and eventually realized it sounded killer in a fast, straight beat. If you take a step back and think about it, this is where the real artistry happens, in those quiet moments of tinkering and discovery. Now, when Petty played the riff for Jeff Lynne, the producer, Lynne had this hilarious reaction. He said that might be one of those last riffs left. What this really suggests is that even in a world saturated with music, there are still these rare, untapped ideas waiting to be found. It's like discovering a hidden gem in a crowded marketplace. And let's be honest, Lynne's not exactly known for throwing around compliments, so for him to say that? It's a big deal. The recording process is where things get even more fascinating. They're in Mike Campbell's tiny home studio, so small that if more than 4 people showed up, they'd have to stand in the garage. Imagine that, creating something iconic in such a humble setting. But here's the kicker. When Campbell played that incredible guitar solo, he did it in one take. One take. And he did it with his back to everyone, completely still, like a stone statue. From my perspective, this speaks to the kind of focus and intuition that separates great musicians from the rest. It's not just about skill, it's about being in the moment. What makes this moment even more legendary is Jeff Lynne's reaction. He's peeking over Campbell's shoulder, making this face like, "Is this even real?" And Campbell, being the cool customer he is, notices Lynne's surprise but keeps going. A detail I find fascinating is how Campbell didn't even plan to use that specific guitar, a 1962 Gibson Les Paul SG Jr. It just happened to be there that day. If you asked me, that's the beauty of creativity. Sometimes, the best moments are the ones you don't overthink. Now, let's talk about the song itself. Runnin' Down a Dream is nearly 4.5 minutes long, making it the longest track on Full Moon Fever. What's wild is that Petty refused to edit or fade out Campbell's solo at the end because it was just that good. This raises a deeper question. How often do we sacrifice artistic integrity for the sake of brevity? Personally, I think Petty made the right call. The song wouldn't be the same without that extended moment of brilliance. And let's not forget the impact of the song. It hit number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100, which is no small feat, but beyond the charts, it's become a timeless rock anthem. The animated music video, directed by Jim Lenihan, added another layer of charm. It's one of those songs that feels like it's always been there, you know? Like it's part of the fabric of rock history. If you take a step back and think about it, this story isn't just about a riff or a song, it's about the alchemy of collaboration, intuition, and raw talent. Mike Campbell, Tom Petty, and Jeff Lynne all brought something unique to the table, and the result is something greater than the sum of its parts. In my opinion, that's what makes music so powerful. It's not just notes and lyrics, it's a snapshot of human connection and creativity. So, here's my closing thought. The next time you hear Runnin' Down a Dream, listen for that riff. Think about the tiny studio, the one-take solo, and the magic that happens when artists trust their instincts. It's a reminder that sometimes, the best moments in music aren't planned, they're just felt. And that, my friends, is what makes it unforgettable.